Good morning, my name is Faith Leach and I will be presenting on the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks. On September 11th, 2001, 19 assailants with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 planes and then carried out suicide attacks on targets in the United States. I'd like to show you a timeline of the major events that happened on 9/11. At 7:59 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 with 92 people aboard takes off from Boston Logan's International Airport and is headed to Los Angeles. At 8:15 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 with 65 people aboard takes off to Boston. It is also headed to Los Angeles. 8:19 a.m., flight attendants aboard Flight 11 alert ground personnel that the plane has been hijacked. 8:20 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 takes off from Dulles International Airport. 8:41 a.m., United Airlines Flight 93 with 44 people aboard takes off from Newark International Airport and is headed to San Francisco. 8:46 a.m., hijackers aboard American Airlines Flight 11 crash the planes into the North Tower. 9:03 a.m., hijackers aboard the United Airlines Flight 175 crashes into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. 9:37 a.m., hijackers aboard Flight 77 crash the plane into the western facade of the Pentagon. 9:59 a.m., the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapses. 10:07 a.m., after passengers and crew members aboard Flight 93 realize what is going on, they then try to regain control of the plane. However, hijackers then crash the plane into a field in Pennsylvania. 10:28 a.m., the World Trade Center's North Tower collapses 102 minutes after being hit by the plane. I'd like to show you some pictures of the Pentagon, World Trade Center, and a field in Pennsylvania shortly after they were struck by the planes. In the picture you're looking at, these 2 men were from the group Al-Qaeda, and they were arrested in 2016. They were arrested in 2016 after they were found guilty of helping plan the terrorist attacks of 9/11. United Airlines Flight 93 was hijacked by 4 members of the extremist group Al-Qaeda. After passengers realized what was going on, they then tried to regain control of the flight. The hijackers then crashed into a field in Pennsylvania. Sadly, all the passengers passed away on the flight. Since 9/11, a memorial has been built in honor of them. The attacks caused the deaths of nearly 3,000 people and injured 6,000 more. The death toll is 265 on all the planes from which there are no survivors, 2,606 for the World Trade Center and the surrounding areas, and 125 at the Pentagon. In dedication of the nearly 3,000 people that died on 9/11, there's been a museum and several memorials built for them. Even though most of the people that passed away on 9/11 were civilians, 343 firefighters, 72 law enforcement officers, and 55 military personnel also passed away that day. To this day, there are still people dying of 9/11 related illnesses. When a first responder or military personnel dies of 9/11 related illnesses, their name is engraved into this wall. Located on 8 acres of the 16-acre World Trade Center complex, the 9/11 memorial is 2 pools of water with the nearly 3,000 names of the people who passed away on 9/11 engraved into it. Near the memorial is the 9/11 Memorial Museum. It was built to document the impact and significance of the 9/11 attacks. Inside the Memorial Museum, the blue wall was built in honor of the nearly 3,000 people that passed away on 9/11. No day shall erase you from the memory of the past, Virgil. Below are some things the blue wall stands for. Each tile is a different shade of blue to show how blue the sky was the morning before the attacks. And each letter of the quote from Virgil is forged from the remains of the Twin Towers. With everything that happened that horrific Tuesday, one thing stands true. We will never forget September 11th, 2001.